Hi everyone, thank you very much for coming along to today's presentation on choosing between your offers at university. I'm Matt, I'm an outreach officer at the University of Plymouth, and what that basically means is it's my job to help students, parents and teachers with any questions they might have around universities and higher education. So I hope this PowerPoint helps answer any questions you might have, and if not, just send our admissions team an email at admissions@plymouth.ac.uk and they're happily help answer any questions you might have. So let's begin. So the aim of this session is to provide you with information about different types of offers you receive from university, what to consider when choosing your top 2 universities, and how to respond to your offers as well. So let's just say you applied for 5 different courses at 5 different universities. Once you've submitted those applications through UCAS, there are 3 different types of decisions that can be made back to you from those universities. First one is conditional, and second is unconditional, and the third is unsuccessful withdrawn. So let's go through them one at a time. The first one being conditional offers. This means you have conditions as part of your offer. So typically these might be you have to achieve certain grades within your A-levels, BBB across the board, or you might have to achieve a certain grade within a certain subject to gain entry onto the course, typically B in maths, let's say. But also this might be you have to complete additional criteria alongside your course, such as a DBS check. So that just looks at sort of your background and make sure you're eligible to come onto the course. Or it might even be you have to provide your GCSE certificates or something like that. A lot of students get this and think, oh no, I'm not going to get onto the course, but don't worry. Read through the content which is provided to you from that university, make sure you complete it in enough time and get it back to your university, and then you should be okay. The second is unconditional offer. So this means no matter what grades you come out with, that university would like you on that course whenever you said you wanted to start the course, typically in September. Really, really good. But take it with a pinch of salt, because a lot of students get this in their inbox and then potentially stop trying. They don't then revise for exams, don't complete their coursework on time, and sort of give up slightly because they know they're still going on to the course. A bit of advice from me, or academics, I know teachers as well. If you get this, congratulations, but always, always, always try on your exams and coursework, because no matter what grade you come out with, it will always be with you unless you retake it a year, 2, 10 years down the line or something. So always push yourself to where you can, and then whatever grade you come out with, you'll be happy with because you've tried hard, but you know you're still going to that course. And then third, unsuccessful withdrawn. So withdrawn means you've contacted the university and said, sorry, I no longer want to go here for whatever reason. Can I withdraw my place? And they say yes, and then you'll get that notification through UCAS. The other one is unsuccessful. This means you've put an application, it's been reviewed by the academics and admissions team at university. Unfortunately, they're not going to offer you a place. Yes, it can be upsetting, especially if your heart was set on that course in that university. But again, take it with a pinch of salt. If they don't want you, someone else will, and you might have a better time there compared to that university. So once you've had your application sort of back, you then have to narrow this down. So let's say you've got 5 applications in for different universities and courses. Unfortunately, you now have to get rid of 3 of them. So they go straight away in the bin. So think about what you like, don't like about each course, each university, and then narrow it down to 2. Out of those 2, you have to put one as your first choice, your firm, and one as your second choice, your insurance. Any remaining offers must be declined, as we spoke about. So what is a firm choice? This is your first choice university and course, somewhere you really, really want to go to and you've got your heart set on, not, I sort of want to go there, I'm not really sure. You have to be 100% sure you want to go to that course, and if you get your grades back, you're going to go there. Grade requirements for your firm choice should be slightly higher than your insurance choice. There's no point putting your firm choice as, say, 3 Bs, and then your insurance choice is 3 As, and then you come out 3 Cs, let's say. You're not going to sort of make it into either. You have to have it as your firm and first choice and second choice. If you meet the conditions of your firm choice and university, you're automatically in on results day. So you don't have to do any more chasing. If you meet the grades which have been pushed out to you, you are in. And then what is insurance choice? With this, it is your backup choice in case you don't meet requirements set out by your firm choice. Going for something with lower offer conditions. So as I say, a backup option just in case you don't meet the requirements for the first choice. Only choose a university or course that your insurance choice if you're happy to go there. So let's say you wake up on results day, you didn't automatically get into your firm choice because you're a slightly lower grade. What will happen behind the scenes is UCAS will then put you onto your insurance choice and they might accept you. So make sure you're 100% happy before you submit these applications and you put them in first and second order, because you potentially could go to your insurance choice when you wake up on results day. And there's also foundation years as an insurance option. So typically universities now offering foundation years, which allows students to still go to higher education with their friends, but study at a slightly lower grade and entry requirements, but still on the course itself. So you can always put these in our options. You could have a certain course and then the foundation in that course as a backup option, just in case. So why does it matter? Make sure you're happy with your firm and insurance choice, and they're in the right order. You can't choose between the two when you get your results. So make sure you're 100% happy. And then since 2014, there's been a 34% increase of applicants going to their insurance choice because they might not have met the initial grades they required and their insurance choice was a good option, or they've changed their mind last minute. And then 8% of all applicants end up going to the insurance choice university. So if you wake up, didn't get into your firm choice, you go to your second choice, still be happy because you're going to university, you're still going somewhere you wanted to go to as your backup option, but you're not in the only boat with this. There's other students in the same situation, and you probably have a better time there than you did at your first choice university. So offer applies and combinations. We've spoken about these in a little bit more detail, but it shows you what you could potentially get from universities. So unconditional firm, you're in. Unconditional firm, you're in, but you have a set of conditions you have to meet. So make sure you check those. Conditional firm and conditional insurance. You've met your first firm and your second insurance choice, and you have a place at your first university if you meet the conditions. If not, if you meet the conditions as second choice, you'll be put on that course instead. So that's why we talk about having them in the right order, because they will automatically happen on results day. And then conditional firm and conditional insurance. If you meet the conditions of your first university, you'll be on that course. If not, you'll definitely be on the second course. There's a lot of wording here, but take it with a pinch of salt. The UCAS will detail and explain to you what information you need and when and what your conditions are, and they'll put it in, congratulations, you got a place, or there's an update, something's happening. So go there as your first point of call, and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do or congratulate you as well. Further research you can do. Congratulations, you've come along to this PowerPoint, so you're after a little bit more information. That's good. Give yourself a pat on the back. There's also additional things you can do now to help you potentially choose between your first and your second and give you a bit more of a gut feeling of where you want to go. One of them is attend applicant days. You might have heard these before. You might have even attended some. It's a good chance for you to go to university, even going back to the same university you went to for an open day, let's say, and have your questions answered by academic staff and the support staff there. It's basically another chance for you to see, can I imagine myself living here? Can I pick my life up, move to a new location for 3 or 4 years? And can I actually imagine myself studying this course, going downtown, shopping with my friends and socialising? Yes or no, and it's a good chance to look at that. You can do your research about the Students' Union. How close is it to campus? Is it too far away? Do they have the right courses and facilities you need? Do they have additional sort of sports and societies you can join? If not, will they help you set up your own? What's the accommodation like? Is it quite close? Is it too far away? Is it expensive? Is it too cheap? Only you can decide when you visit and sort of see, can you imagine yourself living here? And also explore the city. If you only got so many teaching hours that week, that day, you completed all your coursework or exams or something, you're obviously going to be exploring a city. Is it a bit too country for you? Is it a bit too city-like? Is it easy to get around? Is it miles away to get anywhere nice? What was the cost? Because that cost is going to be extra on top of your accommodation and food and so on. So does it cost to get a lot to get around? Only you can decide that one, I'm afraid. So key areas of research you can do, and this might help you choose between your first and your second choice. The course, what were modules on the course? Is one more sort of specialised in the areas you like, or is one a bit more hands-on? Is there placement years? Can you go away in between second and third year for 6 months to a year or not? Because that might help you get a job at the end of your degree and also boost your confidence when going back into final year. So it's definitely a must, I'd say. The location, is a university in the city centre? Is it too far away? How easy is it to get around? And that will come at a cost as well. Can you walk or can you get a bus? What's the social scene like? And how far away is it from home? All these sort of paint a picture of a community, and if you can imagine yourself living there. And if it's got more ticks in the pros compared to the cons, that's really good. But if it's got more ticks in the negatives compared to the positives, maybe take that into consideration of what order and what universities you go to. And then also the extras, which you didn't really think about. And I know when I went to university, I didn't really think about these as well, but they definitely came in handy when I needed them, such as what support is an offer. Is there offer of support before you apply, whilst you're there and afterwards? Some universities offer that. I know the University of Plymouth does, but some might not. Is there a careers team to help you find a job during your university? Or are you on your own? Do you have to hand out flyers around the local community? Or can you go to a designated team who will help you find a job within an area you want to go to? That's what support you should have at university. And then what else is there to do in and around the city? Can you volunteer? Can you gain experience separate to your course and maybe even tie it into your course? Might come in handy. And then what is the accommodation like, which you've already spoken about? Things to consider. What is important to you? Not your friends, not your family, not your boyfriend or girlfriend. It is down to your decision. You can take their sort of points on board, but you have to pick the decision at the end of the day. So make the right one for you. Will you be happy living in the city or the country or the campus for 3 or more years? Or you can be locked away in your room the whole time? Because that's not the best student experience you'll be looking for. Is the offer from university achievable? Yes, you should be pushing yourself when it comes to exams and grades and everything. But is it actually achievable? Are you going to get really stressed revising for exam, which you know you potentially can't get that grade? So pick somewhere you know is achievable and a slightly backup option as well. And then does the course offer a placement year, which you spoke about, which does come in really handy. It allows you to potentially go away for 6 months to a year in between second and third year. And with that as well, it gives you a space from the course. So you go out, potentially earn some money to come back in, but also could feed into your final year when it comes to a dissertation or something. And you could even potentially get a place at that job afterwards. It does happen. I know a few of my friends happened like this. So when choosing, remember, make sure your insurance choice has different conditions and a lower grade requirement than your firm choice. If you have multiple offers which are the same, whichever would be most happy to put as your firm choice, and choose an offer as your low requirement as your second insurance choice. Make sure you clearly know all the conditions of your offer. Has it got a DBS check? Do you have to send in your GCSE certificates? Do you have to get a certain grade in a certain subject? Make sure you look at all the terms and conditions of this. So on results day, you can wake up knowing you've given everything you need to and the university isn't chasing you for anything. Student tips. So these are tips from current students and students who are actually applying at this stage. Don't choose a firm or insurance choice university without visiting. Make sure you visit the university at least twice if you can, at an open day or applicant day, because this will help you make your decision. Don't base your decision purely on reputation or league tables. A lot of students do this, and then it hasn't got the community feel thereafter, or it hasn't got the sort of sports and societies you can join which you're after to help you alongside your course. Don't make a hasty decision. Take your time and make a right one for you. It's better for you to take an extra week deciding instead of pressing that submit button and then you spend the next 2 weeks going, did I make a right call? Take your time, you have it. Ask people that go there for their honest opinion. Contact your university, or even when you go there physically, talk to the current students and ask them the difficult questions of what do you like and what don't you like about the course, the accommodation, the city and university in general, because this might help you make a decision. But overall, trust your instincts. If you have that gut feeling of, yes, I want to go there, go there. If you go somewhere and you don't have that initial gut feeling of, I can imagine myself studying here, you might have to sort of reconsider. And then make a comparison table of things which are important to you and pros and cons. It might surprise you when you put down the accommodation, the facilities, the reputation, support services on offer, which comes out actually on top. So comparing your choices. As part of this activity, choose 2 of your insurance university choices and give them a score out of 5 on the below areas. So look at the accommodation, course, campus, and so on, and give it a score. And if with this score, it might surprise you on the pros and cons, which actually one comes out on top. So it's something you can definitely do at home with your family, parents, or anyone like that to help you choose between where you want to go. How to respond. You cannot enter your final choices until you've had responses from all your universities. So whether you apply to 1 or 5 different universities or courses, you can't apply to any of them until you get all the responses back. If you've only applied to 1, as soon as that person comes back, that's good. You can then give the firm or insurance choice, but you have to wait until everyone comes back. This can be frustrating at times, but it also gives you a chance to do all the pros and cons we spoke about in order to decide where you want to go whilst you're waiting. If you do not apply and ignore the UCAS reminders, you'll automatically lose your offers and decline by default. So make sure you're keeping an eye on UCAS, all the emails coming back and forth, make sure you keep an eye on them, and also potentially put some dates in your diary of when you have to apply by, and all of this will be communicated to you via UCAS. And then you apply via UCAS Track. So you submit your application to UCAS. As soon as you press that submit button, UCAS Track will appear. It's exactly the same login details, same screens and everything, and it'll detail what you have to do and when. What happens if you don't get any offers? If you haven't received any offers, or you declined the offers you received from your 5 chosen universities or even 1, you can apply for further courses through the UCAS Extra. What this basically does is allow you to apply from the end of February until the end of June for UCAS Track. You use a course search to see if there's any course vacancies, and you contact the university beforehand, which definitely helps. So what this basically means is, if you got all of your responses back from universities and they said no, what happens then is you can go through UCAS Extra. You can only apply for 1 course at a time. So make sure if you find a course online, you contact the university beforehand with all your information from entry requirements to qualifications and experience, and they will tell you if they're going to accept you or not. There's nothing worse than finding a course, finding a university, submitting for UCAS Extra, waiting 3 or 4 weeks, and they come back saying unsuccessful. But if you contact the university beforehand, they'll then go, yeah, we would accept you, put in your application, you have nothing to worry about, but you might have to wait a little while. So basically take that in mind. What happens if you change your mind? That's fine. If you change your mind, it happens. People do this on a daily basis. But once you've submitted your firm insurance choice, you have 14 days after making your choices to change your mind. You do this through UCAS directly. After the 14 days, it becomes very difficult to change your mind on choices before results day. If you want to change from your firm to insurance choice, you have to go through clearing in August. So make sure you've made the right decision beforehand. But if you have changed your mind, don't worry, contact the universities and they'll tell you what the step-by-step process is. If not, clearing is potentially an option, which we'll talk about in a second. So what happens if you don't get into your firm choice? If you didn't meet the offer of your firm choice and they rejected you, your application will automatically roll over to insurance choice. You won't have to do anything. If you meet the conditions of your insurance choice, your place will automatically be confirmed at this university. And on track, you'll see it go from UI to UF, so unconditional insurance, unconditional firm. Some universities may give you an alternative course if you do not meet the original offer. It's up to you if you want to accept this for UCAS or not. Definitely make sure you check this, because a few of my friends who were students enrolled on a course and they were on a completely different course, but they didn't check. So it was sort of their problem, not the universities. So definitely look into this. A-level results day. You wake up and you check UCAS Track to confirm your place. Really, really easy place to go to. You've used it before to look at universities. They basically help you say yes or no where you're going to. You can also call universities to confirm your place. If you dropped a grade, don't panic. Some universities may still accept you. So if a university was after 3 A's and you got 2 A's and a B, don't panic, check UCAS Track or call the university, and you still might get a congratulation email or phone call off them, just because they potentially could drop their grades to their lowest requirements over clearing or on results day. So definitely check this. We spoke about clearing. Clearing is another potential option. What basically clearing is clearing opens on A-level results day, and there's another chance for students to go to universities which still have places available on their courses. Not all courses go into clearing, to be honest. It might be a select few, but it might be worthwhile checking. You can use clearing if you have offers or you've declined offers. Or if you have a place at university, you could actually say, I don't want to go anymore, I want to go to this university through clearing. You can do that, just talk to universities, and then you can just have that as an option. Also with this, it could be another option for you to go from a foundation course onto the actual course itself. So maybe worthwhile still shopping around and going, actually, I've got slightly higher results than I thought I would. I actually want to go onto that course with a certain entry requirements higher. And you're happy to do that. To shop around first, find somewhere you're potentially interested in, talk to both universities about your options, and then happily assist you on where you want to go. But potentially it could be another place for you to go to university. Other clearing options. So we sort of talked about these in a little bit more detail, but let's talk about it again. Adjustment. This is when you do better than expected and want to look at a different option whilst keeping your firm choice. This is fine. A lot of students actually do this. Just talk to universities and they'll adjust you for a week or two, depending on the period. Deferral. This is when you postpone your study until the following September. If you decided you actually want to take a gap year out to do something, it's fine. Just contact university and they'll defer your place by a year. If you want to defer it by a couple of years, the university might say no, but reject your application, but then you can reapply in a couple of years' time and we might still accept you. So that might be another option. And decline withdrawal, this is when you decline all your offers and no longer wish to go to university. You might have decided it's no longer your option. You don't really want to go anymore, and that's fine. And you can do this all on results day easily by contacting your university. So in summary, take your time and consider all your options. Continue to do your research right up until the deadline. Don't panic and make any quick decisions. Make sure you're truly happy before you click submit, and ask for advice, but remember it's your decision. So do those pros and cons, and that would definitely help you decide where you want to go. And also, if you can, visit universities and get that gut feeling which is the right place for you. Thank you very much for listening to this presentation. I hope it came in handy. If you do have any sort of questions, feel free to look at all our presentations on here or contact our admissions team, and that's at admissions@plymouth.ac.uk, and they're happy to answer any questions you may have. Have a good day. Bye.